Hi, I'm Dr. Elias Carr, a board-certified urologist and natural health advisor with over 25 years of experience helping men reclaim their vitality after 60. But today's story isn't about me. It's about someone I met not too long ago. Edward, 68 years old, a retired teacher, gentle spirit, proud grandfather of 3, but also a man quietly struggling with something most won't dare to talk about. He walked into my office, sat down slowly, and after a long pause, he said,
"Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm tired, my legs feel heavy, my energy's gone, and let's just say the spark between me and my wife, it's barely a flicker."
He wasn't just talking about intimacy, he was talking about identity, confidence, the quiet strength that makes a man feel like himself. And here's what most people don't realize. For many men over 60, it's not testosterone pills or magic supplements that make the difference. It's something much simpler: circulation. And more specifically, what you eat first thing in the morning. That's right. The first meal you put into your body each day can either wake you up or slowly shut you down. I know that might sound surprising, but your breakfast, the very first fuel your cells receive after a night of fasting, has the power to either restore blood flow or restrict it. And poor circulation? It doesn't just affect your heart or your legs, it affects your mind, your mood, and yes, your ability to perform when it matters most. You see, after 60, your blood vessels become stiffer, your nerves respond slower, and your morning energy, it fades. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's what I showed Edward. Not with prescriptions, not with procedures, but with 5 everyday foods, simple, affordable, powerful, that restore blood flow, fire up your muscles, and even bring back desire. And today, I'm going to share all 5 of them with you. Stick with me until the end, because I'll also show you exactly how to combine them to turn your mornings into a powerful ritual for circulation, strength, and intimacy. This isn't hype, it's biology. And if you've ever felt like your spark is fading, your body is slowing, or your mornings are more about survival than strength, this might be your turning point. So let me ask you, do you skip breakfast? Do your legs feel heavy? Do you wake up tired, foggy, or disconnected from your partner? If so, this video might be the most important one you'll see all year. Because in just a moment, I'll introduce you to the first food that helped Edward, just one ingredient that began to turn everything around. But before we dive in, if this message resonates with you, take a second to subscribe to Corevia Health and tap that bell icon so you never miss out on smart, science-backed health solutions, especially for men and women in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. And if you're still with me, type 1 in the comments so I know you're ready to make this next chapter your strongest yet. Let's start with the most underestimated powerful food sitting right in your fridge: whole eggs. Now I know what you're thinking. Eggs? That's it? Yes, but not just egg whites, and definitely not some powdered substitute. Whole eggs, yolk and all. You see, for men over 60, the yolk is gold. It's packed with vitamin D, B12, choline, and leucine, nutrients your body is quietly begging for each morning, especially the parts that control circulation, balance, and yes, intimacy. I've worked with hundreds of men who came into my clinic complaining about weak mornings, low drive, back stiffness, numbness around the pelvis, a creeping sense that something was shutting down. And do you know what I'd find 9 times out of 10? They were skipping breakfast, or worse, grabbing toast and coffee, 0 protein, 0 muscle fuel, 0 support for the vascular system. But when I had them start the day with 2 simple whole eggs, nothing fancy, just boiled or scrambled with a pinch of olive oil, the difference was incredible. Let me tell you about Mark, one of my patients. He was 69, a quiet man who said he hadn't felt that morning energy in over a year.
His exact words were, "Doc, I feel like I'm waking up slower than the sun."
We changed just one thing: 2 eggs, first thing in the morning.
By week 3, Mark told me, I stood up from bed without pushing off the edge for the first time in months. It's like something switched back on.
That something was circulation. Because eggs don't just feed your stomach, they fuel the muscles of your pelvic floor, the same ones that control your ability to stand tall, walk confidently, and yes, respond when it matters most. They also help repair nerve sensitivity, especially in the lower back and groin, areas most men ignore until it's too late. And don't forget this: testosterone support starts with nutrient support. Your body can't make hormones without the raw ingredients. Eggs provide the cholesterol base that your body converts into testosterone, naturally and safely. And here's the best part: you don't need to buy a supplement. You don't need to follow a fad diet. You just need 2 whole eggs every morning. within an hour of waking, because that's when your body is most nutrient hungry, most receptive to repair, and most ready to reset. So if you're feeling stiff, weak, or just not yourself when you wake up, don't skip your breakfast. Make it count. Whole eggs. Simple, powerful, proven. Let your body thank you later. Now that we've covered protein and muscle repair with eggs, let's shift focus to your arteries. Because let me be blunt, it doesn't matter how much testosterone you have or how strong your muscles are, if blood can't reach where it needs to go. That's where this humble duo comes in. Oats and chia seeds. I once had a patient named Sam, 72, retired firefighter, proud father of 4. Still strong in spirit, but his body wasn't cooperating. Cold hands and feet, sluggish mornings.
And in his own words, nothing happening downstairs anymore, Doc.
We looked at his diet. He was eating sugary cereal and skim milk every morning. His arteries were inflamed, cholesterol was up, and blood flow to the pelvis, almost non-existent. So I gave him a challenge. 1 bowl of warm oats, topped with chia seeds, cinnamon, and a few berries. Nothing else. No sugar, no dairy, just fiber, magnesium, potassium, and omega-3s. Within 2 weeks, his hands and feet weren't cold anymore.
In 4 weeks, he came back smiling. Doc, he said, I woke up and didn't need to stretch to feel alive. And I'll just say this, my wife's noticing too.
Here's why it works. Oats contain beta-glucan, a special fiber that literally scrubs your arteries clean. This helps blood flow freely into your legs, hips, and yes, your penis. And when you add chia seeds, you're layering in natural nitric oxide boosters, which relax those vessels and let blood reach every capillary. It's the same principle behind medications like Viagra. Only this time, it's through real food. No side effects, no cost. Plus, chia seeds are rich in magnesium, which calms the nervous system, potassium, which balances blood pressure, omega-3s, which reduce inflammation at the cellular level. That combo does something powerful. It helps restore nerve sensitivity, especially in the lower spine, pelvis, and legs. Men often say, I didn't realize how numb I'd become until I started feeling things again. And here's the best part. This breakfast is easy to digest, gentle on the stomach, and deeply satisfying. It gives you energy without the crash, clarity without caffeine, confidence without pills. So, tomorrow morning, skip the toast, skip the processed cereal. Instead, cook up half a cup of oats, stir in a spoonful of chia seeds, and add a sprinkle of cinnamon. You'll be feeding your arteries, not just your appetite, and your body will thank you for it all day long. Now here's one that catches most men off guard. Watermelon. Yes, that big juicy fruit we usually think of as a summertime snack. Turns out it may be one of the fastest working natural blood flow enhancers out there. Let me explain why. Watermelon contains a powerful amino acid called L-citrulline. Once inside your body, it converts to L-arginine, which then boosts nitric oxide, the same molecule that makes popular ED medications work. But here's the difference. Watermelon is real food. No side effects, no prescription. Just hydration, circulation, and performance, all in one. Let me tell you about a man named Bill, age 66. He came to me with a familiar story. Low morning drive, poor sensation, and a creeping feeling that something down there just wasn't waking up anymore. I asked him, Bill, when's the last time you ate watermelon in the morning? He laughed and said, you mean for breakfast? Never. We changed that. For 1 week, I had him eat a bowl of chilled watermelon first thing in the morning. Before eggs, before oats, even before coffee. And here's the kicker. I told him not to throw away the white rind. That's where the highest amount of L-citrulline lives. So he sliced it, blended it into a smoothie, and drank it cold every morning for 5 days. On day 6, Bill came back with a smirk on his face. Doc, he said, I don't know what kind of science this is, but something's definitely coming back online. It wasn't magic. It was blood flow. It was capillaries waking up. It was oxygen-rich blood reaching places that had gone quiet. And more than that, it was confidence returning. See, when nitric oxide levels rise, your blood vessels relax. That means more blood can move through them with less resistance. It also means your nerve endings become more sensitive. You feel more. You respond faster. You move easier. And here's another bonus. Watermelon is packed with hydration, antioxidants, and natural sugars. Just enough to give you a gentle energy lift without the crash. So tomorrow morning, if you want to jumpstart your blood flow like nature intended, eat a bowl of watermelon, or better yet, blend it rind and all with a bit of mint and lime for a refreshing, functional morning smoothie. No pills, no gimmicks, just nature doing what it was designed to do. And if you're still not convinced, don't take my word for it. Try it. Feel it. Then tell me what your mornings feel like 7 days from now. Now we've talked about opening up blood vessels, boosting nitric oxide, and recharging nerve sensitivity. But what happens when you wake up stiff, your legs feel like tree trunks, and your balance is off the moment your feet hit the floor? You don't need more caffeine. You don't need painkillers. What you need is stability, the kind that begins at your cellular level. And for that, let me introduce you to one of the most underrated morning foods for men over 60, steamed sweet potato sprinkled with Celtic salt. Sounds too simple, right? Let me tell you a story. His name was Thomas, 71, former truck driver, big hands, big heart. But he came into my clinic with tears in his eyes.
He said, "Doc, I'm afraid to stand up in the morning. My legs ache, my groin feels tight, and sometimes I have to brace myself just to reach the bathroom."
That wasn't just pain. That was fear. Fear of falling. Fear of losing independence. Fear of becoming invisible. We didn't start with medicine. We started with food. Here's what I told him. Before his regular breakfast, steam half a sweet potato. No frying, no sugar, just soft, warm fuel. Then sprinkle a small pinch of Celtic sea salt. Not table salt, not processed sodium, but mineral-rich salt loaded with over 80 trace elements your blood vessels and nerves depend on. Why? Because sweet potatoes give your body clean, complex carbohydrates, fuel that releases slowly, stabilizing your blood sugar and feeding your leg muscles and pelvic floor without causing a crash. And the Celtic salt? It restores electrolyte balance, supports hydration, and reactivates nerve impulses. That's crucial for men who wake up dizzy or unsteady, feel numbness in their thighs or groin, experience early morning leg cramps, or feel stiff when trying to bend or stand. Within 3 days, Thomas called me.
"Doc, I stood up today and I didn't reach for the nightstand."
That's what real food can do. No processed energy drinks, no inflammation, no blood sugar roller coaster. Just natural energy that anchors you from the ground up. So tomorrow morning, alongside your eggs or oats, add this simple grounding ritual. Half a steamed sweet potato, a pinch of Celtic salt, and a glass of warm water. You'll feel the difference, not just in your body, but in your confidence. Because when you stand tall without fear, you don't just move better, you live better. By now, you've heard about 5 everyday foods that can dramatically improve your circulation, nerve health, and confidence, especially if you're over 60. But here's the real question. What do you actually do with this information? Because knowing isn't enough, it's about doing and doing consistently. So let me help you take the guesswork out of it. This is the same simple 1-week morning plan I give to my patients who feel sluggish, tight, or disconnected from their energy and intimacy. It's not a diet, it's not a supplement, it's just real food at the right time. Let's break it down. Within 1 hour of waking your morning circulation fuel, option 1, 2 whole boiled or scrambled eggs, yolks included, 1/2 steamed sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic sea salt, glass of warm water. Option 2, 1 bowl of warm oats, 1 TBSP chia seeds mixed in, sprinkle of cinnamon, handful of frozen or fresh blueberries, glass of water or green tea. Option 3, especially if mornings are hot, 1 cup of fresh watermelon, include the white rind if possible, blended with mint and lime into a smoothie, followed 30 minutes later by one of the above meals. You don't have to do all 5 foods every single day. Instead, start with just 1 tomorrow, then rotate, then combine. The most important part is timing. The first hour after you wake up is a golden window. That's when your blood vessels are open, your nerves are alert, and your muscles are ready for fuel. And when you nourish them, consistently, daily, you'll feel it. You'll notice less groin stiffness, more energy climbing stairs, warmth in your hands and feet, and yes, stronger mornings in more ways than one. Let me remind you about Albert, a man who started at 75 thinking it was too late. 10 days into this morning ritual, just eggs and watermelon, he called me laughing.
"Doc, I forgot what this felt like. I'm sleeping better, my legs feel light, and my wife, well, she's smiling again."
That's not luck. That's biology responding to consistency. So tonight, here's your action step. Pick your morning meal, prep it, and tomorrow eat like your health depends on it, because it does. You don't need perfection, you need momentum. Start small, build forward, stay with it, because a week from now, you might just feel like a new man. Before I let you go today, I want to talk about something that doesn't come from your plate, or your muscles, or even your hormones. It comes from something deeper, hope. Because let's be honest, when it comes to aging, the first thing to weaken isn't your legs, it's your belief that change is still possible. And I get it. After trying dozens of diets, swallowing pills that didn't work, and hearing people say, that's just part of getting old, it's easy to think, what's the point anymore? But I want you to hear me clearly. You're not too old, you're not too late. And you're absolutely not alone. If you've made it this far into the video, it means you still care. You still want to feel strong, confident, and connected to your body. And that means you still have fuel in the tank. You just need to use it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to compare yourself to who you were at 30. You just need to begin. One food, one morning, one choice that says, I still matter. Because here's the truth I've learned over 25 years of working with men just like you. Aging doesn't steal your strength. It only asks, are you still willing to fight for it? And every man who chooses to begin, whether he's 60, 70, or even 85, proves that it's never too late to feel better than yesterday. So I'll leave you with this. Eat the foods that nourish your blood flow. Move your body with respect. Wake up with purpose. And never forget, you can still change. This is Dr. Elias Carr, and I believe in you. Take care, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.